Greetings and salutations, Charlton66 here once again with another video, and I hope everyone is doing well. Like most of you, I just went to Free Comic Book Day. It was yesterday. Today's Sunday, and so there's been a lot of videos about Free Comic Book Day, which I think is really cool, and I'm glad everyone, you know, that's made for us, and I hope the stores who took the time to have the comics there and to bring people in. I hope they get the business back. Hope people who got the free comic books who never would regularly get comic books would come back to the stores or will come back to the stores. This is what it's about, to get readers and new folks into the stores and into the fold, so to speak, of comic books. I hope that happens. I went to Cards, Comics, and Collectibles in Reisterstown, Maryland. Um, that's where I went to for Free Comic Book Day, um, and it was a big turnout for them. It was really good to see everyone in the stores. But I hope, like I said, I hope they get some new customers. They moved the store. It used to be in one location, and now it's in a actual movie theater that they turned into the comic book store, and it's huge. A huge store, so if you're ever in that area, please give it a visit. But Free Comic Book Day is just what it is, to get people into the store. So I didn't really get any of the free comics. Nothing really, spoke out to me, and I'm just not going to get comic books just to grab them because they're free, because I know the store pays for them. It's not free to the store. It's free to the people who grab them. So I was going to leave what I usually would get for somebody else. I just wasn't going to grab comic books because they were free. And like I said, nothing really stood out for me, but I did spend some money in the store, and I got some stuff for myself and for my nephew, some comic book related stuff. And it'd be his first Bronze Age, more of a higher end Bronze Age book for his collection. Like I said, I didn't pick up any of the free comic book books, but I did purchase for him this Strange Tales 170, the second appearance of Brother Voodoo. He's a big fan. He's a little guy, pretty young, but he knows his comic books, and he likes Brother Voodoo. So I picked this up for him. Picked that up. Picked him up a Black Panther figure, which I think he'll find that pretty exciting. Black Panther Adventures, which is pretty cool. It's got some new stories in here, but some of the Avengers stories where Black Panther appeared. So it's kind of fun. Nice little digest size you can put in his backpack and take with him. My cat just came in. Hey, girl. And got him the Terrifics #2, which is a really fun series. Picked him up Rise of Black Panther #3, Marvel Superhero Adventures. And I picked him up Cyborg #1. And for me, he had a sale going on, 50% off of trade paperbacks, which I think was was very generous. So I was able to pick up this Captain Midnight Volume 1 from Dark Horse. It's still in the shrink wrap. I haven't had a chance to crack it out to read it. I'm going to spend today, reading Captain Midnight. Nice collection. It's got in here a lot of adventures. Fridays 59, Popular Comics 76 and 78, Captain Midnight 4, 5, 6, 9, 12, 31, 44, 48, 47 and 58 and 61. So there's a lot of stuff going on in this. It would have been good for $50, but I was able to get it for $25. And one of my favorite guys were there. I've mentioned him before, Steve Conley. They had a lot of store appearances there. Steve Conley, John Gallagher, I can't remember. Forgive me. I can't remember the other folks that were there, but they were doing who they do who they do under they do Underdog, and a couple other creators they had there from Boom Studios. But Steve Conley did an issue of The Escapist, and they had the collection there of The Escapist on Steve Conley's table, and so I picked that up. Michael Chabon's The Escapist, The Amazing Adventures. So this is going to be a pretty fun read. The only Escapist that I picked up was the Stephen Conley issue, um, but it's been collected now, so that's a good thing. It's good to see that stuff in print. Steve Conley also did a sketch for me, and I don't have it with me at the moment, but of Ultra the Multi-Alien. So that's kind of cool to have. He whipped it up for me pretty quick. A nice light pencil sketch of Ultra the Multi-Alien. So, and I also picked up the art of Brian Boland, which I think is pretty nice. I've not opened this one up yet either, but it's got a lot of his stuff inside. And you know, let's see what we got going on in here. Anything Brian Boland is a win to have in any collection. I love these hardback artist collections. Here, Clemmy, here's something to play with. Ooh. Yeah. Of course, there's the front piece. Everyone recognizes that panel. Judge Dredd fan or not, everyone knows Jason the Fist of Dread. It's got a lot of nice stuff in here. Brian Boland. I'm glad to see a lot of Judge Dredd stuff in here. Big fan of Judge Dredd. Preliminaries to Camelot 3000. So this is a nice collection to have if you're a big fan of comic book art or Brian Boland. Good to have. Of course, Killing Joke. But that's a pretty nice collection to have. That's the only thing that I really picked up. Stuff for my nephew and for myself. And I just enjoy the festivities there. Watching everyone get their comics and seeing little kids in there picking stuff up. And that's what it's about. And like I said, I hope, you know, they get the return customers that the expense they put in to have the putting on Free Comic Book Day, because they had a cookout there, they had the artists and writers there. I know other comic book stores do that, but it's just really cool to see all the people flowing into the comic book store, and I hope it gets readers involved. And I don't know. It's one of those things I just see people with literally, I kid you not, I mean, there were stacks, people had stacks this tall of the free comic books walking around the store with it in their arms, and I don't know, and I wonder if they're going to come back and spend money on a stack half that size, which, you know, I hate to say, but I doubt that they do that. Excuse me. But either they get a handful of people, I guess it's worth it to get people into comics. Now that it's on every year, people just wait. I'll just go and get, you know, the next year and go and get free comic books then. But you know, I don't want to be a naysayer with the whole thing, but you know, I just hope, I guess I'm saying, that it, you know, comes to fruition. People do come back to the store on non-free comic book days to get stuff. But it was a good time. And you're seeing John Gallagher again and Steve Conley. John Gallagher does Buzzboy. Look him up online. He had a comic book out and still prints it out called Buzzboy, and he has some other projects he does as well. Of course, Steve Conley has the Middle Age, and he does some other stuff on some collections. I got some collections of Steve Conley I'm going to send to a couple people. Some some people I've contacted here. We have a relationship going on online and through the mail. We trade and give each other comics. So I got some collections I'm going to send out to some people from Steve Conley. So um, I do what I can to get the word out on certain artists and creators that I like. So. But anyway, I hope everyone had, judging by the videos, everyone did have a good free comic book day. A lot of people, picking up other things other than the free comics, which is great, and that's what it's about. So kudos to everyone who's done that. And hope everyone's got a good Sunday reading their treasures they picked up. And hope everyone has a good week coming up. And I'll talk to you guys later.